Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm so pleased you're here with me today. So I'm doing a creation on two canvases. They're shaped canvases, they're actually arched canvases. So I'm going to show you those before we start. I'm also going to show you my colour palette. I've mixed my paints with water and a pouring medium, and today I'm going to swipe. But because I've got two canvases, I want to use the same colour palette, the same technique, but I want to layer the paints differently on each canvas to see what different patterns we can create. So I'm excited for this one. I'm using a bright and vibrant colour palette. It's really nice here in the UK today. Beautiful sunshine, warm temperatures. So I'm enjoying the painting, but it's drying really quickly, so no hanging around for me today. So as always, what do we say? Let's see what we can create. So here are the arched canvases that I mentioned right at the beginning. They're just on some cups. They're my stands for today. And I've painted black the inner part of that circle. So, two arched canvases. I am going to swipe. I've got my cell activator ready there. I'll talk more about that as I go throughout the tutorial. And here are my colours. So, I've got Mars Black by Pebeo for the base. And then I've got these colours here, 3 greens, a red and a pink. So, they're my colours. Let's go. So I am going to use a black base for both sides of these canvases. So I'm going to place on the Mars Black. This is Mars Black by Pebeo on both sides. And then I'm going to puddle on one side and then just lay lines on the other. I'll explain more as I go, but the purpose for this is, will it create a completely different pattern depending on how we puddle and layer our paints on the canvas? And I am fully expecting some differences. I'm expecting one to be more minimalist and one to be more kind of exaggerated. But let's see what happens. I don't want to preempt what happens. I'm doing the same technique on both sides. So on this side, I'm just going to take one colour at a time and puddle the paints on the canvas. And then on this side, I'm just going to use my spatula just to drizzle some paint from the cup onto the base of that canvas, on top of that black paint. And again, I'm just going to take one colour at a time. I'm going to do 2 areas, and I really want to leave some negative space in this one. So I think I'm going to aim for the middle of this. But let's see how this goes. So we've got the puddles on the right hand side of your screen, and now I'm just layering in lines on the left. So that's the lines that I've layered. And now for the swipe. But I will just pop the air bubbles. I'm using my butane torch just to pop any air bubbles. But let me talk about my cell activator. So my cell activator is a combination of Australian Floetrol and acrylic paint. I'm using Amsterdam's Lamp Black mixed with Australian Floetrol. Now the combination for this, the ratios that I use for the swipe formula is 1 part paint to 4 parts Australian Floetrol. No other water, no other additives. It's just those two combinations. So as I start to swipe, I load my palette knife up with the activator. I gently place the palette knife on top of the paint and then drag it slowly across those colours. And that's exactly what I'm going to do on both sides. I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm just allowing that palette knife to touch the top of that paint, allowing that cell activator to connect with the paint that's already on the base of that canvas. And then I just slowly drag the palette knife in the direction that I want the swipe. So I've swiped one way and now I'm swiping the other with my left hand. I'm not left-handed, but I'm giving it a go. I'm trying to keep a steady hand and I'm just swiping down the other side. So you can see here that I've swiped on the left where the lines are and now I've swiped on the right where those puddles were. And now it's really about stretching that paint out, making sure that paint covers the full surface area of each of those arched canvases. I really like this one. I think I like the definition of the cells better because it's really stretched out and it also gives some of that negative space. You can see more of that black undertone. So the one on the right hand side of your screen that you can see now, I think I'm just going to go over again and swipe some more. I just want to increase those cells. I want to add a little bit more detail. I feel that those initial cells were too stretched out basically. So I'm just going to go over now with my palette knife and create some more cells, but I'm not going to stretch them this time. I'm literally just going to lay the activator on my palette knife, use my palette knife to swipe across that area that's already on the canvas, and just let those cells formulate and be where they be. So I'm just going to do a few more swipes, and then I'll take you in for a close look at the wet version. I'll leave it to one side to dry, and then I'll show you the dry version. And you can tell me in the comments below which side you like best. Okay, so let me take you in now for a closer look at the wet version. So this is more of the minimal side. I kind of predicted one would be more minimal and one would be more exaggerated. So I don't actually know which one I prefer. I really like all those small cells and those details on the left, but I do love how that negative space really helps draw that eye in to see those cells that are stretched on the right. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with some more of these details. I'm going to show you close-ups. Let me know in the comments below what you're liking and what you're not liking. Let me know which side you prefer the best. And I will let this dry, and I'm going to choose my favourite side, but I'm still undecided. So I'm going to let this dry and then make my choice. Okay, so here's the dry version. So am I going to opt for the left, which is this side here that I'm showing you now? Or will I look more and lean more to the right in terms of preference? I am a bit stuck, if I'm honest. I think I like them both the same. They're both very different, and that's what I love about these kind of experiments. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think I might lean more to this one. I think I like this one a little bit more, mainly because of the negative space. I can see more lines. I love that little bit just up there, and the definition of the cells. Although the one on the left, I do also like the definition. So no, I'm going to stick to this one. This side is definitely my favourite. Let me know in the comments what you think too, and a big thank you for joining me week on week. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate you liking things, commenting. You know, it really does mean a lot to me, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Take care of yourselves and happy creating. See you soon. Bye.